Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Winning Post, powered by the Serum Institute of India in association with the Delton Casinos. I'm Mandira Lalwani. Coming up on this episode, we take you all the way to Kentucky for the 142nd running of the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. And back in Bangalore for the Bangalore summer season as the first weekend kicks off in style. The Kentucky Derby Festival is an event like no other. Spanning 2 weeks, the festival sees record attendance and includes the Great Balloon Race, a marathon and a mini marathon, a steamboat race, and one of the largest parades in the United States. But what this festival is most well known for is its culmination on the first weekend of May, which sees the running of the Kentucky Oaks, followed by the Kentucky Derby. This year, the Kentucky Oaks was run on the 6th of May and a record-breaking 124,589 fans attended the 142nd running of the Kentucky Oaks, which promised a purse of $1 million. Perfect weather contributed to an outstanding day of racing and a crowd that broke the previous attendance record. The question on everyone's minds was who will be the next filly to wear the lilies in the Kentucky Oaks 2016, as a strong field of 14 entered the parade ring for the contest to be run over 1,800 meters at Churchill Downs. Katherine Sofia, owned by Cassius King, trained by John Service, ran third the last time out in the Ashland Stakes on the 9th of April 2016, which was her only defeat in 4 starts. Partnered by Javier Castellano, she would now be looking at going back to her winning form. Land Oversea, trained by Doug O'Neill and ridden by John Velasquez, was coming into this contest on the back of a win at the Fairgrounds Oaks on the 26th of March and would give Katherine Sofia tough competition. Joining the two was Lewis Bay, trained by Chad Brown and ridden by Raderitz Jr., who too was coming into the race on the back of a win on the 9th of April 2016 at the Gazelle Handicap. The favourite, however, was Rachel's Valentina, trained by Todd Pletcher, who held a success record of 2 wins from 3 starts, which included a win on debut at Saratoga. The filly out of 2009 Horse of the Year, Rachel Alexandra, was expected to run a big one here.
Just a bit. Now she's 5th and right in behind. Mocat starting to make some progress toward the inside. Modamore's under pressure. Land Overseas launching a rally from the back. A lot of ground to make up. Royal Obsession is picking through the pack. She's still 6 or 7 lengths off the lead, though, as they come outside the quarter pole. There's an opening at the inside for Lewis Bay, and she comes on through, and they are stacked across the track in the Oaks. Katherine Sofia on the far outside off the turn. Lewis Bay down toward the rail. Rachel's Valentina and Terra Promesa give it up late. Land Overseas closing. So too Modamore. Down to the final furlong of the Kentucky Oaks. And it's Katherine Sofia driving on a 2-length lead. She's left Lewis Bay behind, who's wandering about the track. Far outside, it's Go Maggie Go. Down to the wire. Katherine Sofia on to victory. Winning the Kentucky Oaks by 3.
Katherine Sofia won the $1 million race after making a late surge around the final turn and running away with the race down the stretch. Land Oversea finished 2 3/4 lengths back, while Lewis Bay and Go Maggio Go were 3 back. Favourite Rachel's Valentina and Weep No More finished in 6th and 7th. Katherine Sofia held back for most of the race but started to move around the turn, took the lead down the stretch and added distance to her lead as she went. With the win, Katherine Sofia is now 5 for 6 in her career, losing only the Ashland Stakes. While the Oaks was a tremendous show, it represented an appetizer for what promised to be a thrilling Kentucky Derby the day after on the 7th of May, which witnessed the 142nd running of the Kentucky Derby with the second largest crowd in Derby history. 20 horses entered the parade ring for the race, also known as the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. Nyquist, owned by Redham Racing LLC and trained by Duff O'Neill, was coming into the contest on the back of 7 wins, which included the Florida Derby on the 2nd of April 2016 and San Vicente Stakes on the 15th of February 2016. He would now be looking at winning the Kentucky Derby, with Mario Gutierrez holding the reins. Exaggerator, trained by Keith Desormeaux and ridden by Ken Desormeaux, was also coming into this race on the back of a win at the Santa Anita Derby on the 9th of April 2016 and would be looking at finding his way back into the winner's circle. Gunrunner, owned by Winchell Thoroughbreds LLC, trained by Stephen Asmussen, was coming into this race from the back of a win and would have Florence Giroux holding his reins.
9th, Destin is running along in 10th. Then it's Mahesto pushed along in 11th. Mohayman is off the pace today, way back in 12th. Brody's Cause is 13th by 3. Then it's My Man Sam in 14th by another 5. Exaggerator's back in 15th. Lonnie is 16th. Mo Tom. And at the back is Creator. Another 5 from there to Sudden Breaking News. And Trojan Nation is 20 lengths off the pace. And what a pace it is. 45 and 3. Dancing Candy down the backstretch in the Kentucky Derby leading by 2. Gunrunner stalking the pace, seconded outside. Nyquist is in the clear for the run to the far turn, racing in 3rd. Outwork is farther out than that, 4th. And then toward the inside, Whitmore is 5th, and down inside, Tom's Ready is 6th. Destin is 7th. Mohayman has started to make some progress out of 8th. Oscar Nominated is 9th. My Man Sam is 10th. More Spirit is 11th. Exaggerator's trying to pick through the pack. Had to check off heels there. Tries to find a seam toward the inside. There's a quarter mile to go in the Kentucky Derby. They turn for home. And here's Nyquist. Champion Nyquist comes off the turn and takes the lead away from Gunrunner. It's these two clear by 5. Mohayman's closing on the outside. And Exaggerator's flying down the center of the track by the Twin Spires of the Kentucky Derby. It's Nyquist clear by 3. Gunrunner's running in 2nd. Exaggerator continues to close. Time is running out. Nyquist is 100 yards from home. Exaggerator with one final try in the Derby. Nyquist holds on. He's undefeated and he's won the 142nd Kentucky Derby.
Nyquist, owned by Redham Racing LLC, passed ultimate third-place finisher Gunrunner early in the stretch and held off a late run by Exaggerator to win by a length and a quarter as the 2-1 favourite. The winning connections, Redham Racing, LLC, trainer Doug O'Neill and jockey Mario Gutierrez each won the Kentucky Derby for the second time in 5 years, winning in 2012 with I'll Have Another. The winner covered 1.25 miles over a fast track in 2 minutes 1.31 seconds to maintain a perfect record in 8 career starts. The victory was worth $1.63 million and increased Nyquist's earnings to $4.95 million. Nyquist's winning streak, however, has come to an end for now, for in the second leg of the Triple Crown, the Preakness Stakes, it was Exaggerator who took all the spoils, putting a dent in Nyquist's hopes of sweeping the Triple Crown. The stage is set in Bangalore for the Thunder of the Hooves at the Bangalore Turf Club for the summer season. 14th May 2016 was the first race day at the Bangalore Turf Club, which saw the running of the Mayor's Cup, a Class 1 race of 1,200 metres, which saw 12 horses enter the parade ring for the contest. The S. Dominic trained Starlet was coming into the race on the back of a win in the Sea Mist Plate, a Class 2 race over 1,600 metres on the 29th of October 2015 in Mysore, and would be looking at continuing the form with winning partner T.S. Lodha. Super Sunshine, trained by Rajesh Naredu too, was coming into the contest on the back of a win in the Garden City Cup, a Class 2 race over 1,400 metres on the 24th of March 2016 in Bangalore, and would be looking to continue the form with partner Suraj Naredu. Hidden Soldier, who had run a disappointing 7th in the Leading Start Trophy Division 2 over 1,200 metres on the 19th of March in Bangalore, would be looking at improving on that performance with P. Kiran Rai in the saddle.
They are racing for the Mayor's Cup and losing about a length of the start was Pippin. So too was Part of Time. And as they settle down to race, Ungoogleable now being passed on the outside by Ravella. Ravella goes into the lead by about half 3/4 in front of Ungoogleable. Super Sunshine. Madam Sultana quickly moved up on the outside to be well up with the front runners running 4th at this stage. Then we have Coldstream. Johnny up on the outside is Starlet. Seafair in between runners. 2 behind is Erika Wonder. Right behind there comes the next is Hidden Soldier. Emperor Cruise. Pippin comes the next. Another 5 lengths behind is Part of Time. They are racing towards the 600-meter mark and start to negotiate the bend for this Mayor's Cup as they enter into the home straight, and Ravella is the leader. On striking position is Super Sunshine. Then they have been followed by Madam Sultana. Seafair is taking the run towards the rail side. Then comes Ungoogleable, but inside the final 300 meters, and it's still Ravella the leader. Now being collared on the outside by Super Sunshine, and Starlet comes with a good run on the outside. It's Super Sunshine from Starlet. They start battling it out. They're going stride for stride. It's Starlet on the outside. Travels the better from Super Sunshine. Starlet from Super Sunshine. Starlet from Super Sunshine. Starlet from Super Sunshine. But Starlet is going to lift the Mayor's Cup. Starlet is the winner of the Mayor's Cup from Super Sunshine. Then we have Hidden Soldier, Seafair, Ungoogleable, Madam Sultana. Then comes Coldstream, Pippin. They have been followed by Erika Wonder, Part of Time, Ravella, and ending up last was
The first plum of the season was claimed by the 4-1 shot Starlet from trainer Dominic's yard, who easily snuffed out the challenge of the favourite Super Sunshine, who was second to take home the Mayor's Cup. The connections were duly rewarded as Starlet confirmed that she is a top-class filly. The Dr. T. Thimaiya Cup Division 1, a Class 2 race of 1,400 metres, had 9 horses in the parade ring. Flamboyance, the tote favourite from the Usha Stud Farm and trained by the Rise by Ramji, who was 5th in the Bangalore Oaks over 2,400 metres on the 2nd of January, would be looking for a winning place with Neeraj Rawal in the saddle. Bonfire, trained by Mahmood Khan, who was 3rd in the Leading Owner Trophy over a 1,400 metre trip on the 19th of March in Bangalore, would be looking at improving that performance with A. Imran Khan in the saddle. The S. Brito trained Super Success, who ran 3rd in the Garden City Cup over 1,400 metres on the 24th of March in Bangalore, had Suraj Naredu in the saddle.
Service orders, they're racing now for the Dr. T. Thimaiya Memorial Cup Division 1. Super Success in the centre. Pokes through to take it up there from Secret Dimension Magical Light. Tornado Flamboyance is improving on the outside to be 4th. 2 lengths further behind is Royal Rain. Bonfire, after that is Cool Baby as they head towards the 1,000 metre marker. Wings of Fortune is the back marker. Secret Dimension, Magical Light, these two together. Super Success just behind them as they head towards the 900 metre marker. Flamboyance is improving from the outside, running 2 off the fence. Then there is Tornado. After that there is a Bonfire. Then there's Royal Rain running about 4 off the fence. 3 lengths away there's Cool Baby, and still further behind Wings of Fortune is the back marker. They're heading towards the 600 now at Secret Dimension, continuing to call the shots there. Baba 2 in front of Magical Light. Super Success are beginning to get closer along the rails there, taking the rails run, gets a nice lovely opening, goes for it. Super Success takes over running on top the straight by about 8.5. Flamboyance coming to challenge from the outside, but Super Success from Flamboyance and Bonfire. Bonfire now traveling well from the outside, but slightly ahead of Flamboyance, Bonfire and Flamboyance, Flamboyance and Bonfire, Flamboyance, Bonfire, Super Success, Flamboyance, Bonfire, Super Success, Flamboyance, Bonfire, Super Success, Flamboyance, Bonfire, Flamboyance, Bonfire, Flamboyance, Bonfire. Flamboyance wins it from Bonfire. Super Success is 3rd. Then there is Secret Dimension. After that comes Royal Rain. Then comes Magical Light. After that comes Cool Baby, Tornado, Wings of Fortune.
The upper division of the event was claimed by another public fancy, Flamboyance, also owned by the Agarwals. But the Bread and the Purple winner had to stretch every sinew to peg back the gallant effort of Bonfire, who was 2nd, and Super Success in 3rd place. The Karnataka State Police Cup, a Class 1 race over 1,600 metres, had 10 horses in the contest on the 21st of May 2016. Sea Lord, trained by S. Atalahi, had P. Trevor in the saddle. Heaven is Here was ridden by A. Sandesh and trained by S. Padmanabhan. Garuda, the ward of Prasanna Kumar, had Imran Khan in the saddle.
There is Wings of Fortune. Then there is I'm Different is the back marker. Back to the leader now. Amazing Charm is the new leader now, taking over, running by about a length and a half in front of Garuda in 2nd. Pearl Reward. Sea Lord is nicely up on the outside, Blazing Touch towards the rails there. Then comes Pippin, Heaven is Here. I'm Different comes in after that, and Wings of Fortune. Amazing Charm continues to lead this field, just about a length and a half now in front of Garuda in 2nd. Then the Sea Lord has moved up to be 3rd, but still about 2.5 lengths away in 3rd. Then comes Heaven is Here, who's made up rapid ground to run 4th at this stage as they head past the 600 and begin to negotiate the turn. Blazing Touches towards the rails there. Then comes Pippin. After that is I'm Different, Pearl Reward, Wings of Fortune. Amazing Charm showing up first on top the straight from Garuda. Then there is Sea Lord being asked for an effort on the outside, getting a few cracks, but Amazing Charm still kicking well from Sea Lord, now gaining ground. Garuda in between these two, but it's going to be Sea Lord on the outside who comes up very nicely to take over the running. Garuda under the stick, but in 2nd, Sea Lord from Heaven is Here, and Garuda, Sea Lord from Heaven is Here, but Sea Lord travels the best of the lot inside the last 50 meters. Sea Lord from Heaven is Here. Sea Lord is going to win the Karnataka State Police Cup. Heaven is Here is 2nd.
The half-money favourite Sea Lord appeared a little rusty in the plum event. Trevor made free use of the stick on the public rage to first get the better of Garuda and then peg back the belated effort of Heaven Is Here in the mile-long event. Sea Lord was head and shoulders above the rest, and it was his class that carried him through. The Karnataka Juvenile Million, a Grade 2 race on the 22nd of May 2016, had 13 3-year-olds parade the paddock. From the Malaysian Neredu camp was Who Makes the Rules, bred at the Usha Stud Farm, who was coming into the contest on the back of 2 wins, that is, the Audi Multimillion on the 12th of March and the Ghulam-e Vanvati Gold Trophy Division 2 on the 28th of February, and would be looking to continue the form with winning partner Suraj Neredu. Bold march in the silks of Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy, trained by Karthik Ganpati, who had a disappointing 6th in the Poonawalla Breeders Multimillion, a race over 1,400 metres on the 28th of February in Mumbai, would be looking at improving on that performance with David Brew in the saddle. Maduro, trained by LVR Deshmukh, was coming into the contest on the back of a win in his maiden race, the Running Star Plate, over 1,200 metres on the 17th of March, and would be looking to continue the form with partner Arshad Alam.
All in, the line is set. Status orders, they are racing now for the Karnataka Juvenile Million. Ice Glacier towards the near side, now tucked in nicely from Who Makes the Rules, top striker with them. We go back another length and a half further behind there to Emperada. Dancing Leaf comes in next. After that, moving up on the outside, Ashwarafda. Gunj is next as they head towards the 1,000 meter marker. Maduro is on the outside, Smart and Noble. Bold marches towards the near side. Summerhill is improving, maneuvering its way through horses there. After that, there is a Sporting Pleasure. Justice Angel is the back marker. Back to the leader, Ice Glacier now in front, by about a length and a half now in front of top striker. Who Makes the Rules is towards the near side. Ashwarafta has made up ground to be a close fourth on the wider outside, running about 3 off the fence. Gunj comes in next, Dancing Leaf. After that, there is Maduro. Then there is a Smart and Noble. After that, there is Justice Angel on the wider outside. Summerhill, Emperada is towards the rails there, and along the rails there is Sporting Pleasure. But it's Ice Glacier in the lead with about 300 left in the Karnataka Juvenile Million. Now being passed by Top Striker. Top Striker goes ahead, and now being challenged by Who Makes the Rules. Comes up with a devastating run along the rails there, and Who Makes the Rules has gone away from this field by about 3.5 lengths in front of Bold March. Now we're getting into second on the outside, Madura, but Who Makes the Rules is the winner of the Karnataka Juvenile Million. Bold March is second, Madura is third, Top Striker, then comes Dancing Leaf. After that is Gunj, then there is Ice Glacier, Emperada, Justice Angel, Sporting Pleasure, then there is Smart and Noble, Ashwarafta and Summerhill.
Who Makes the Rules? The classy son of multidimensional out of price-wise from the Usha Stud Farm had chalked out 2 straight victories in Mumbai and set another champagne performance win here in Bangalore, while Bold March was second by over 8 lengths and Maduro finished third. Next up was the Ministerial Trophy Division 1 for maiden horses 3-year-olds only, to be run over 1,200 metres. The Rashid Behramji Charge, who ran third in the Hyderabad Juvenile Million over 1,400 metres on the 4th of January in Hyderabad, would now be looking at reversing the form with Suraj Neredu in the saddle. Running Hand, trained by J.E. McCone, who was 4th in the Snow Forest Plate Division 1 over 1,200 metres on the 26th of March in Kolkata, would now be looking at improving on that performance with S. Zerwan on board. Fabulous was making a career start with S. John in the saddle and trained by Arjun Manglorkar.
Status orders, and off they go for the Ministerial Trophy Division 1. And as they settle down to race, a lovely even dispatch by all the runners. And as they settle down to race, and it's a Running Hand who goes into the lead by about a length in front, now being joined and passed on the outside by Papadokia. Papadokia is the leader by about 3/4 in front of us. Classic in second. Running Hand is settled back to run third at the stage. Then we have Harley Quinn. Perfect Ebony is the one which is joining up on the outside. Then comes Mahati. Keeping company on the outside is Nazela. And further back comes the next is Fabulous as they race away towards the 600 meter marker. And then comes Bellerafon as they approach the home straight and enter the final run-in. round the turn and into the straight. Little over 500 travel in this Ministerial Trophy Division 1. Papadokia comes in first, being chased by Earth Classic. Then comes Running Hand, is ready to take the split in between runners. They have been followed by Harley Quinn and been produced out wide on the outside is Perfect Remedy. But inside the final 300 meters, and it's still Papadokia kicking on gamely by about 2 to the head of Running Hand is the one which is warming up in between runners on the outside, making a quick forward move. Earth Classic, but it's still Papadokia from Earth Classic. Running Hand shoots through in between runners. It's Earth Classic from Running Hand, 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 Earth Classic Running Hand in a close finish. Then we have a fabulous Mahati. They've been followed by Papadokia, Harley Quinn, Bellerophon. Then comes Girl with Pearl. Further back was Nazela as they went past the finish line.
And that's all we have time for on this episode of The Winning Post. Remember, if you've missed anything at all, you can always catch it on our YouTube channel. Also follow Mohit Lalwani for his tips on Twitter. Until we see you next time, goodbye and may the horse be with you.